Hey guys, it's Laura from Solopreneur Mentor. I'm so excited to share with you my productivity planner worksheet today because I know it would really help you maintain productivity throughout the day and keep the important tasks at the top of your to-do list. Let's get started. Once you've filled out your first name and your email address, you will get an email that looks just like this one. Once you click on this button, you will come to my Amazon account where you can download this PDF. Now, it's a one-page PDF, and once you click on download, you want to make sure that you save it someplace you recognize. I happen to save all my stuff to my cloud drive, and I also save it into a folder called Documents by Readle because I use Readle on my iPad and my iPhone for editing PDFs, and so that is why I save it there. Within Readle, I have created a folder called Productivity Planner. Now, within that folder, I have one PDF here, which is the PDF that you will download. I actually want to keep track of weeks at a time. So the simplest way that I can see to do this, and you can do this on any operating system, you don't have to be just on a Mac, is to go ahead and create a new folder. This might look different if you're not on a Mac. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to type in January week 4, because that's what I am in right now. I'm in week 4 of January. Now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to copy this by doing Control or Command C, and I'm going to put it into this folder. Once I've done that, I'm going to I'm going to actually rename this January week 4 day 1. Now, if you have a PDF editor, you can actually go in and you can create multiple pages within one PDF, but you actually have to pay for that kind of a service. So I've decided this is the free way to do it for you, and I think it works pretty well. So I've got day 1 here. I'm going to simply copy this again, and within this folder, I'm going to copy it, and I'm going to rename it day 2. Now I'm going to keep doing that till I have as many days in a week as I want. So what's going to happen then next week is I'm going to create a new folder called February week 1, and I'm going to copy this into that folder just like I did here and rename them all and then have a full week. Now you could choose just to use this and change and then start fresh every day. You don't have to do a week at a time, but if you want to maintain some historical data, you'll want to make sure that you're doing this where you keep track of each day. So let's go ahead and open up the worksheet and see what it looks like. Now I'm going to be using the free PDF reader from Acrobat. So this is just Acrobat Reader. You don't have to purchase this or anything because I wanted to show you that you can use it pretty effectively within the reader itself. So I've actually created forms for you that you can fill out. I'm going to zoom in just a little bit so we can see better. So what we're going to do is we're going to type in our work hours. Now my work hours change from day to day. This happens to be a Wednesday. So I'm going to choose Wednesday. And my Wednesday hours are typically 9 to 1. And then about 1:45 to 3:45. And then about 7 to 8 p.m. roughly. I actually have an appointment today at 4 p.m. And I'm going to put a little note that says leave at 3:20 so I remember. And any notes that I might want to remember for the day. This is completely up to you what you want to do. Now I'm actually going to choose January. I'm not remembering what day it is. I think it's the 23rd or something today. And next I'm going to type in what my most important work project is for the day. Today, my most important work project is to create video for Worksheet. I'm going to say my target. Now remember, I'm only typing in the target box, how many bubbles, and each bubble is 25 minutes. So I'm going to say if this is going to take me 3 hours to record and create the video for you, that's actually all 6 bubbles. So if I'm going to type in my target is 6. Now, I've actually spent probably 1 bubble so far. So every time I'm coming along tracking this, I will check in how many bubbles. But right now, all we're doing is filling this out. So for personal, let's say that I actually wanted to do meal planning today. And that usually takes me about 25 minutes. So I'm going to type in a 1 there for the target for that. Now, if there's any secondary tasks that I need to work on for the day, after I've worked on the most important tasks, that's where I'll put this in the secondary important tasks. So let's say that I actually have to work on a project, and it's called Sam. Then I'm just going to type it in there. Now, this is not a to-do list. My to-do list resides in my CRM, which is called Untitled. So I don't actually put a bunch of to-dos in here. This is just an overall, what am I going to work on? And I'm going to say I want to actually work on that project for an hour. So that would be two targets there. And then, you know what, I'll say, okay, if I get these 2 things done, then I'm going to work on creating a blog post. And that then would actually be maybe a target of 2 or 3. Let's try 3. Okay, now I could keep going down the list in both work and personal and filling it out. This bottom part is to be filled out at the end of the day. So what you want to do is either a week in advance, maybe on a Friday you want to plan out your full week for the coming week, or maybe you just want to plan it out first thing every morning. So then what I would do is throughout the day, I would keep this up on my iPad actually. And because I've stored it in that folder for Readle, I can actually pull it up in my iPad, which is really nice, and type in it just like I'm typing in here now. So I can actually also look at it on my iPhone. So then throughout the day, what I'll do is, as I'm sitting down to say, okay, now I need to sit down for 3 hours and create a video for my worksheet. This is focus time because I have 6 target times here. So every 25 minutes, I set my timer on my iPhone to ding after 25 minutes. Every 25 minutes, I'll check off a box, get up, walk around a little bit, and then come back, ideally. Doesn't always happen, but that's kind of what you want to aim for. And then I'll reset my timer for 25 minutes and check this off again until hopefully I'm done with the project. And at the end of the project, I might say, oh, really, it actually only took me 3 bubbles instead of 6. So I'm going to type in 6 here. Same thing for anything else on my task list. And you go one after the other. Now, I understand that we multitask. It's really hard to focus for an extended period of time. This is just to get you thinking down that path of focused energy towards something. And 25-minute chunks is a lot more doable than saying, I have to create 3 hours in my workday to work on this specific task. You're breaking it up into 25-minute chunks so that maybe I've started the video, I actually have to stop working. I don't have any more time, but I've done two bubbles. I've actually got some more time left on it. Then when I come back to it later, I can just pick up where I stopped. And this also helps keep you on track just in case you get sidetracked, which happens quite a bit. Now, at the end of the day, I have to answer honestly, did I follow my plan? Yes or no? And then what my productivity score is. It's very subjective. It's based on how you felt the day went. And so you can check mark, yes, I followed my plan, and how productive you felt you were. In a typical day, if you got most of the tasks done that you set out to do, then you can feel really good about how your productivity for the day. And then finally, add some notes for your future self as to what did you do well, what did you do not so well, how can you improve on this tomorrow, things that you want to remember to do tomorrow that maybe you didn't get to today. And now the nice part is too, that if I didn't get around to creating a blog post, I can simply copy and paste that over into tomorrow's planner, and maybe I would make that the most important task since I didn't get to it today. So then what you're left with is full weeks in a month worth of productivity worksheets that you can use to keep track of how productive you are and see your change over time in that area. One final thing I might do is I would actually probably go ahead and type in a month folder and then drag and drop this under that month folder. So then I've got just a month's worth. The most important thing is make sure you keep a blank one for yourself. So only copy them over, because then if you're actually filling out this one that you downloaded, then you're gonna have to delete it all every time you wanna copy it into a new folder for filling out. Now, finally, if you don't wanna do this on your computer, you absolutely don't have to. You can just print it. You could go to Kinko's and print up some nice copies for yourself, or you can just print them on your own desktop computer or desktop printer, or you can laminate it, print it and laminate it, and maybe you just want to write on it with dry eraser marker and erase it every day and start fresh every day. That's also an option, a very good option. Will look really great laminated. So I hope that this helps you become more productive with your time and learn how to set aside focused amounts of chunks of time to get stuff done so that you can feel really good about your day when you're done with everything you've had to do that day. Thanks for joining me today on your journey to better productivity. If you like this video, please leave a review at the end of this post, and also write in the comments how you've used it and how it's changed your productivity. Also, please share on Facebook, Pinterest, or any other social media sharing sites that you would like. Thank you for joining me. Bye.